Start off by thanking everybody in the escorts that came out, Patriot Guard riders, American Legion riders, VFW riders, any other riders haven't got your names. Many of you men and women are veterans as well, and I want to personally thank each and every one of you for your service to this nation. My sons and I have grown up in a free country because of your efforts, and I want to thank you for being here this morning. Thank you. To our deputy sheriffs, our police officers, our firemen, paramedics out of here, you are our frontline defenders here at home, and thank you guys for keeping us safe at night here in this community. Thank y'all for coming out as well. We've got a couple of special guests with us. We've got one of our newly elected board members, made that drive out of Washington, D.C., which is a good place to drive from. I'd like to introduce Major General Tim. I'm sorry, I'm not used to calling a general by their first name. McHale. He came down. He's on our board of directors with Homes for Our Troops. Thank you for coming down, sir. And a couple other special speakers and presenters I'll get to in just a second. I want to share a couple of minutes with you so you can better understand my passion for this program. I was wounded in October of 2003, Alabama Army National Guard attached to the 82nd Airborne out of Fort Bragg, and ended up spending 21 months at Walter Reed Army Hospital. During my stay there, the founder of this organization was at the hospital and had came to meet a young soldier, and about December of that year, I went outside to get some air, and here was a young soldier with no arms trying to light a cigarette. So I rolled over in my wheelchair and lit a smoke and made a couple of jokes about, don't you know cigarettes will kill you? We both had our rear ends blown up, and we were worried about a cigarette hurting us. And we got around to the typical, hey, what happened to you? Here's what happened to me. He was changing the tire on a Black Hawk helicopter, and during the reassembly, they've got this real high compressed gas in them, and during the reassembly, it blew up and severed his arms. And, I didn't know what to say to that. I told him, I said, the same accident happened to a soldier in my hometown near Mobile, Alabama, but it killed him, a young Army specialist by the name of Paul Bush. Well, he broke down in tears. As it turned out, the two of them were changing the same tire. Now, early on in December of 2003, there were probably, 1,000 wounded troops at Walter Reed at that time. So what were the odds of he and I even meeting? So we started palling around the hospital, going to therapy and the wards together and lunch. And Sergeant Damon called me up one day and he said, hey, Larry, would you like to go eat lunch with me? And I said, well, sure, what's going on? He said, well, some nut job from Massachusetts is offering to build me a house. He said, you've been around a while. I'd be more comfortable if you would come with me so I'll make sure I'm not getting flim-flammed or scammed or getting into something I shouldn't be involved in. And he said, besides, what total stranger is going to build a house for somebody? So we went, and during the conversation, the founder, Mr. John Gonzalez, he says to the young sergeant, look, I want to build you a house. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I've been in the trades for 20 years. I will find a way to build your house. And this young sergeant, as unselfish as you have ever heard, says, well, if you're building this house for me because I'm a wounded troop from Massachusetts, I'm not interested. He said, I'm not the only one hurt. He said, if you can find a way to do it for everybody else, at least one other family, so he wasn't singled out, then he was on board. Interviews, videos, whatever he needed. And here we are almost 9 years later with over 100 homes completed in 36 states. We could not do it without the efforts of volunteers far and wide, from right here in Virginia to sunny California to warmer Florida. Couldn't you have picked a different place to move to? But we're excited to be here. It's been a long wait. Jeremy and his wife, Chrissy, who's also a Marine and can probably outshoot Jeremy. That's why he behaves so well. We're here to get your house built, Jeremy. And we got a couple of speakers. I want to introduce you guys to Veterans Representative May of this year. This young soldier received the keys to his new house in Arkansas. I had the privilege of attending his bill brigades and different ceremonies. He's one of our ambassadors and travels across the United States, sharing how his house has helped him and moved along in his efforts to promote our organization. I'd like to introduce my personal friend, my brother-at-arms, Army Sergeant Marco Robledo. Marco.